Welcome to Under the Green Light, where business owners share their story about entrepreneurship, open up about their greatest victories and challenges, and map out their journey from startup to success. And now here's your host, Dimri Henry, Managing Partner of Greenlight Tax Group.
Hi, welcome to Under the Green Light. We are super excited to have another podcast. And today we have GP Theriot with Theriot Mortgage Team. Yes, he is a mortgage advisor and he also works with Origins Bank. And we also have Melanie who's here with us all the time. So we're just going to kind of jump right in. So GP, tell us a little bit about what you do, how you got started, kind of start from the beginning and kind of where we are now today.
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. And yeah, so I always like to start off. So when I was in 1984, 10 years old, right, my dad took our family to the Olympics. It was pretty awesome. My dad thought that would be his one chance.
Where was the Olympics in 1984?
In Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
So went to the Olympics, and my dad thought this would be his last chance to ever see the Olympics in the United States. Well, of course, we've had more Olympics since then. But I share that because I remember my dad took me to, we got to go see Steve Lundquist in a swimming match. Mm-hmm. All right, he was a breaststroker. He went to SMU here in Dallas, and back then I thought I wanted to be a swimmer. And we got to go see him win the gold medal.
Oh my goodness.
And it was awesome because standing there and watching him get on the pedestal, receiving the gold medal, and watching the American flag go up and people just cheering, US, so loud, right?
Yeah.
And I knew right then at that moment that I'm going to do something big for my country. I don't know what that means, if I'm going to be a professional athlete or in the military or president of the United States one day. I just knew I was going to do something big, right? Mm-hmm. And so fast forward, through high school sports, I went to the same high school as my father. I was a second generation. I'll have kids that'll be third generation here in Dallas.
That's amazing.
At Woodrow Wilson High School. But I was fortunate because when I graduated, I got an Army ROTC scholarship. Mm-hmm. And I went to Louisiana State University. So the day I graduated, I got commissioned as a second lieutenant officer.
Wow.
So there was my calling moment right there. Like, I got to, from sports, leading players on the field to now I get to lead soldiers, troops, in the military. The leadership role really matured me fast.
Yeah.
I remember showing up the first day to my platoon as a second lieutenant. My platoon started to turn it over. I was clueless. They're calling me sir. I salute them, dismiss. Go into my office. I call my platoon sergeant, he's been in for 7 years now. I said, Sergeant Williams, I want to see you in my office. And I'm sure he was thinking, oh, great, here we go.
What's happening?
Another second lieutenant coming in, trying to tell us how it's going to be. Remember, they called me a butterball. I knew nothing.
Right.
And he sat down, and I looked him square in the face, and I said, you know and I know, I don't know diddly squat.
Yeah.
I need you to help me become the best platoon leader, not only in this company, this battalion, heck, this whole post.
Right.
So he looked back and said, sir, you're going to be all right. We're going to make you the best officer, best platoon, because I got dirty. But I share that because that's the key of leadership, right? And so fast forward now from the military, got out as a captain, and I took a job. I was a logistics officer, transportation. So I thought out of the military, took a job in California. I think I was going to be, working with a logistics company. Well, I absolutely hated what I was doing. I said, wait a minute, I got out of the military to enjoy the civilian lifestyle.
Right.
And I knew right then and there, I was like, you know what? I've been away from Dallas for 10 years. I'm coming home. And so my dad at the time was a financial planner. I was looking at going that route to be a financial planner, end up working with him. Well, that was in 2003, and that's when the big refi boom had hit.
Yep.
My dad had a big client at the time that owned a mortgage company. And so he took me, he said, you should look at this mortgage thing. I was like, mortgage?
Yeah.
There's 2 G's in mortgages? What's a mortgage?
What's happening?
And so he took me under his wing, taught me the business in 2003, and here I am. I've been doing it since and loving every second of it.
That's a great story.
That's amazing. I love the whole the leadership aspect too of how you really kind of threw them for a loop because they thought you were going to give them the second degree and you said no. Right. I want to be your leader, but teach me how to be the best and teach me how to lead you. I think that's great, and I think that based on what I know of you too in the business, you do that really well with the real estate agents and the people that you work with. You're like, how do I help you generate the business? How do I help you grow your business? And you became a part of their team. So, in the mortgage business, let's kind of talk about that for a second, because right now we're looking at the interest rates going up and
Right.
down, it's fluctuating. It was at an all-time low, and now people are kind of getting nervous. So what is sort of your take on that? How do you think it's all going to play out?
Yeah, well, real fast, I love what you highlight about, listening, because that's the key, because I see so many just professional in general telling them, this is what you need, right? And in our job, everybody has a different story, a different scenario of how to get into a home, right? Some might have the full down payment, some might not. Some are self-employed that we have to get creative too on how to structure the loan. So I call myself a problem solver. I come up with solutions, and talking about this market right now is that, people are freaking out, right?
Yeah.
I think there's more opportunity right now for market share. I get excited right now because that means there's solutions. We can find ways how to take advantage of this. And all this about with the rates going up, are we in a bubble? And I'll tell you right now, look, I've been doing this since 2003. So I've seen the ups and downs, and I can tell you right now from experience, we're not in a bubble. We're not going to see a crash, and here's why. We did see that crash in 2008, 2009. And I'll tell you why. It's because we were giving bad loans. It was because of the mortgage industry. Well, now if you look, they've tightened up all these loans. That's why so many people have refinanced in the past 2 years. One, yes, because of lower rates, but they're also taking advantage of the equity. So right now, if people are concerned about if we're going to hit a recession or what's going on, this is the time to take advantage of the equity. We have too many people sitting on the sideline. Look, I tell them it's like a treasure chest sitting underneath your house. It's just sitting there doing nothing. Let's make that money work for you, or at least let's pull it out now while the rates are still low. They're still at an all-time low. If you have perspective looking at a 20-year time frame, they're still all-time low, right? We're still in the mid fives, right now. And so let's take advantage of that. Let's make that money work for you, get a better return on your cash, on your equity.
Right, absolutely. And so whenever you're working with clients, well, let's just talk about that really quick. Let's kind of break it down. The thinking about the folks that you work with, real estate agents, and then individual clients, what would you say is the mix? Like, because I know a lot of real estate agents are probably referring business to you, but then you probably have a lot of clients that you have that direct connection with. What's kind of the difference between those two?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously my bread and butter is going to be real estate agents, because they're the ones, I consider myself as, I have to be a lead generator, right? The only way that I'm going to be able to do loans and help people is getting the business. So I love my real estate agents, but my job for them is how can I help them grow their business? Like again, for the leadership roles, I love help coaching them and showing them how to scale. I love my agents. They're great at what they do, but when it comes kind of the whole marketing or how can we get more out there, that's where I come in, because I love helping them with that. I'm big on the social media scene, doing videos. That's why I love being on this. You can feel my energy probably. I get excited on here. So you have your real estate agents for that, but because I've been in the industry for so long,
and you know it.
I do have my database too, so it's great. So I have repeat customers, and my clients are not just a client one time. We have a relationship from now till forever. I've already done
my mortgage guy.
I've done people's kids, even grandkids, and it's an awesome thing. So we're constantly checking up on them on, hey, how are you doing? What can we help you with? What's your current situation right now is more than time to talk to them, because people are hurting, people are scared,
people are very scared,
the unknown. And so I come in to show them, give them that positive perspective, like, look, it's all going to be okay, we've been through this. If we look at the trend, we all come out all right.
There's highs and lows and everything.
You don't look old enough to be doing kids and grandkids
thank
already.
You. I appreciate
was
that.
like, what?
I've been in the industry now for going on 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So
and a lot has changed, but a lot has stayed the same.
It has.
So like with the up and down, the ebb and flow. So thinking about the real estate agents, and you said this, that your goal is to really try to help them grow their business. And that's what we do too. We work with clients, and our mission is to help them make more money and save more money. In fact, real estate agents is a big category of ours, because we want to help them think of themselves as business owners, not just sort of contract labor, and really restructuring themselves so that they could take advantage of that, because they work really, really hard. And I know their business is seasonal. So some months they might have, great months making a lot of money, great commissions, and then they might go 2 or 3 months with no commissions. So planning, I think, is really critical. And when it comes to you and your relationship, obviously, if they don't get their clients to the finish line, and they may have a great client who found the perfect house, it's their dream house, but if they can't get the mortgage approved, then they got nothing.
Right.
And so I could see where you could be a real estate agent's sort of dream come true. Like, this is a guy, if anybody can get it done, it's GP, because I know that there's different types of loans. And if this one doesn't work, well, you can go here, right? And the banks are all different. Right. Isn't that right? So it would be advantageous for real estate agents as well as individuals to say, this is my situation, GP, what is the best path?
Yep. You know, I stress this all the time. It matters who you work with, working with professionals, because there's a lot of real estate agents out there and there's a lot of loan officers out there too, mortgage, but there's always the top 1%.
Right.
And so to be that, you know, especially in this market right now, you've got to have the right team. Because there's multiple offers going out there. And so, you know, I'm
my gosh, and it's fast.
It's real fast.
There's multiple offers, and if you don't get in there quickly, like, you lose out.
So the key, you got to have strategies.
Especially with all these people coming from California and all these other states that want to be in a position where they have lower income taxes and better property value and all those things.
You've got it. You've got to have strategies now. You know, when a client calls and said, hey, what's your rate? You know, that's the only question they know how to ask, right? That's
how much does it cost?
Yeah, and so my job is to educate them. And one thing I said, say, look, our focus right now is to come up with some strategies, because we've got to have a plan, be ready, and make that offer. That's why I love the military. I call it, hey, I've got your 6, right? Yes. You've just got to trust me, and we'll go through the options, and we'll be ready to go to get that offer.
Right.
And I'm more involved when, like I said, it's a team effort. Even if the agent, when they make the offer, you've got to have your loan officer, because like you said, all the seller cares about is my loan going to get closed? Right. And so we are competing with cash offers.
Absolutely.
So I have to build the confidence with that seller, like, this offer isn't a cash offer. It is a cash offer because they're working with Theriot Mortgage Team. And we're going to get you to the finish line, and it's going to be a smooth transaction.
Right.
And I do little things like, I love video. A powerful thing I'm going to give a golden nugget to anybody that's listening is use video text.
Yeah.
So when they submit
we received a video text from you, and you know what I did? I sent that video text to like 4 other people. I mean, this is the coolest thing ever.
It's so powerful.
And you actually called me, but I missed your call because I was on another line, and you're like, forget it, I'm just sending this video.
The power of video, and it's all right there, because everybody, they're going to look at the video text, because nowadays nobody picks up their phone.
That's true.
And so, but also the reason why I do that strategy, right, is because when that listing agent, when they're getting multiple offers, guess what? I'm the only loan officer, and I say, please send this to your sellers and let them know that who I am. I've been in the industry. We're going to get this loan closed. These buyers, they're excited. You know.
Oh, that's so great.
And so when they're looking at all the offers, but I got this video text from this lender.
I love that idea. Yeah. That's amazing.
That's a great idea.
And another strategy. I just had a conversation today with an agent, because they are getting concerned about reducing the sales price.
Right.
And I said, here's a strategy for you. Look, there's nothing more that I hate doing is when I have to call my client and say, hey, your rate went up because you waited too long. You waited too long in the market, but of course it's always our fault, right?
Right.
We can't control the market. Well, same conversation that a listing agent, if they have to go to their seller and say, hey, look, we're going to have to reduce the price. I mean, they don't like that, right? So let's make it a win-win situation. Instead of reducing your price, let's say if you have to reduce it $50,000, $100,000, why don't you offer as a seller to pay for the buyers, it's called a point, right? To pay down their rate.
Right.
So instead of reducing the sales price to $50,000, it might cost them $20,000 to buy that rate down a full percent. So going from a 5% rate, we just went to a 4% rate. Now you got a lower rate for the buyer. He's happy. They're
excited.
Holy crap, they're going to buy my rate down, and you didn't have to reduce the sales price, and they're saving much more money in their pocket.
Exactly.
Those are the things that loan officers aren't talking about, and that's where I like to come in and coach my real estate agents, even mortgage loan officers. If they call me, I will share all my knowledge and wealth. I've been doing this long enough, and again, I give all my credit to the military, because we're always having to strategize. When we had missions, how do we get from point A to point B? It's the same thing in real estate. How are we getting from point A to point B to point C to get you closed?
Yes, absolutely, and that is so important. And so, I'm thinking about that, because you're right. Not everybody is the same. Not every mortgage officer is like that. And even in our business, when because we're CPAs and tax attorneys, and we have clients come to us and say, well, I didn't know about this. My CPA never told me that. Well, why am I not doing this? Like, well, I don't know why. Oftentimes CPAs could be just historians or not proactive, really thinking about how do we restructure, how do we make things different. So it could be a better outcome for you as it relates to, do we need to lower your taxes? Do we need to help you get some credits, for the employee retention credits, things like this? Like, always thinking about how do we help you grow your business and keep more money and continue sort of down that path. And I feel like it's the same, but it's different in a lot of ways.
It is, but I love everything you said. It's all about the strategy, right? Of how can you help your clients to gain more profit because they are earning, especially with real estate agents. I think it's more crucial for them of, like you said, that you can help so many people or real estate agents, especially on gaining profit just through, because they're giving Uncle Sam, I guarantee you, too much.
So much, and they have to pay the commissions to whoever their broker is, right? And so it's really, and they work so hard. It's a very hard job to be super successful in. And the folks that are very successful real estate agents, I mean, they are working so hard.
And I love that. There's nothing more when somebody says, "Oh, are the real estate agents earning their commission?"
Oh my goodness!
You got to better believe they are.
Yes, they are.
I mean, who's having to leave at the middle of dinner to go make a showing? I mean,
Right.
they don't realize their total cost of what it costs for it to list a house.
Right.
I mean, I love my agents because they're the hardest
value of time.
working salespeople out there.
They really are.
They are, with the time and effort they put in there. They're not only real estate agents, but they're like counselors too. Because I mean, the stress, the highs and lows,
and the strategy that goes involved. Just like you said, okay, gosh, we're going to put an offer on this house, but there's already 3 offers, and so we're going to go to GP, and this is how we're going to kind of wrap this up and work with the.
Well, the other big thing too right now is the appraisal waiver, meaning they were having to make these offers and sign the appraisal waiver. What that means is if it doesn't appraise, too bad, they've signed it. So I've had to show them their immediate thought is if it doesn't appraise, I have to come out of pocket with the difference.
Right.
And that's not the
It's
case.
not the case, yeah.
It's not the case at all. And I show them that, so now they're going back to their agent with full confidence, like, heck yeah, sign that appraisal waiver. GP showed me how we can just keep the same down payment. We're just going to adjust the loan.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So those are other little.
So thinking kind of along those lines too, so knowing we work with a ton of business owners, and oftentimes when we're creating their tax plan or revising things, they'll say things to us like, okay, we're getting ready to buy a house. We need to prepare. We're going to buy a house like next year. And so I need to make sure that my financials are appropriate so that we can get this loan approved. And we have a discussion about the W-2 income versus distributions and 1099. So what is your recommendation if you're working with a business owner and you're sort of looking at their financials? Like, is there any sort of rules of thumb?
Yeah. Absolutely. So I always tell them, especially right before they're getting ready to submit their taxes, and if they know that they want to buy a property here, and then before their taxes is, get with me first. Let's be sure that we can show enough income if you're self-employed, because obviously you take the good with the bad, right?
Right.
Yeah, you want to write everything off, but that also shows that you're showing less income, because in their mind, even though they made this much, let's say they made $200,000, but they're only showing to the IRS that they made $100,000, they're fine on that. And so that's where you and I can get together, because I've had CPAs like, look, we need to adjust this if we want to qualify for a certain sales price. So it is so critical, again, to get with the right professionals so they can give you proper guidance to be sure that you're not being set up for failure. I've seen it too many times. They go out and somebody said, oh, you're pre-approved, and they come back, and once they really dig deep in those taxes, guess what?
Right.
Not enough income.
And that matters. Like, you can't, and that's the other thing too with us too. Once the tax return is done, you can't go back and revise anything.
I keep it real simple. Here's the basics. Obviously, your credit matters. So your credit score, and then your debt. We look at the debt to income ratio. So based off how much debt, and what we're looking at is the minimum monthly payment. So I have people like, oh, I have a credit card that says has a $20,000 balance. Well, we're only going to go off your minimum monthly payment. Let's say is $100. That's what we're going off of to calculate the debt. But credit report's important. Then income, we got to see what your income is, and then down payment. Where's the money coming from?
Right.
And that's really the basics right there.
Or the 4. Yeah.
And I love to stress that people are they're afraid that their credit's not good or they can't afford it. They don't know what they don't know.
Right.
Call the professional, have at least a consultation with them to see. And I love, they're like, holy crap, I can do this. And they have confidence. I can go out there and do it. And that's again the strategies, the solutions. That's why I love my job, because we're helping people live the American dream, have home ownership.
I know, absolutely.
And I want to add one more thing too, is being a veteran, I'm on a mission. All right, there's too many bad myths out there about VA home loans. The VA home loan is the #1 performed loan, and it's government protected. So all the myths you're hearing out there is not accurate. I've got veterans right now getting home ownership with 100% financing in this competitive market. You know why? Because we have strategies, and these sellers, they want to help the military. Look, they've been defending this great country. Let's help them live their dream and have American home ownership here.
Okay, I feel like I got a clap.
There you go.
That's amazing.
I share that.
was just like, now I kind of want to stand up and
There we
salute.
go. And you know
That's
what?
amazing.
That's how sellers feel too. Because I
No.
call them and let them know that. Look, they defend this great country. And even real estate agents. I had a conversation, an agent picker said, well, we're not accepting VA offers. I said, okay, let's talk it through. And she had some valid points. But when then I also had, here's the solution for it. And then I did the video text and my pre-approval letter, and I let them know they defend this great country.
Yeah.
Let's help them. And it's just, and I tell you what, people.
And that's like the extra mile. Like, this is a video you sent to a
100%.
seller, and then the seller, because the seller sometimes it says, no, we're not accepting these kinds of loans because they don't think it's going to be approved or whatever. And you're like, no, let me tell you why, and this is why we need to move forward.
It's like any industry. I mean, we have some lazy loan officers.
Yes.
They hear VA like, I don't do VA, right?
All right.
And that's what that's what
That's
gets
lazy.
me fired up.
Right.
I've done VAs.
I love that.
On my home, so I can talk the talk and walk the walk.
I love it.
Yeah, that sends chills down my spine.
Good.
While you talking.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, that is the time that we have. Thank you so much.
Well, but wait, I got
and
some
she's
questions.
She's going to ask some questions. She's
to
going
me.
to
All
fire
right,
away.
Melanie.
It's some fun questions
Right.
that my daughter Capriana helped me write. Her
love it.
favorite, pizza or pasta?
Pizza.
Okay.
I got to cut back on my carbs.
Your favorite vacation spot?
I love that. So we just went to Mexico this past summer to Cabo San Lucas with my 3 kids. I have a 13, 11, and 9-year-old with my wife, and that's our new favorite spot.
Did you see the
awesome.
whales?
We didn't go that season. We're talking about going this year. That's in the February.
Oh my God,
timeframe.
I want to do that so bad.
But also, can I throw it? Can I?
Sure,
throw it down
okay,
something?
just a
We're
little.
also big Disney nerds. We've been to
Okay.
Disney World almost. We've been to Disney World now 5 times.
Oh
and
my
Disneyland
goodness.
once.
You can open up a separate
So-
consulting company just to help people plan that vacation.
We can. Honestly, people call us. My wife just helped our pastor line up the whole Disney trip for them.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's
babe, you can
awesome.
start your own Disney World
Disney business.
tour.
Yeah, Disney planner.
Yep.
All right, summer or winter?
Oh, summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you a camper or a tent person? Do you do either of those?
You know, it's funny you say that because I was in the military. Camping for me now is at the Ritz-Carlton.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
So one thing-
you paid your dues.
So here's the thing. I've always learned, anytime I have an opportunity to take a shower, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I mean, I went 3 weeks with no shower
Oh
and
my
field
God.
trainings and
Yes.
stuff. So
Thank
yeah.
you for your
Yeah.
service. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's all my fun questions for
I loved
today.
it. That was awesome.
I love it. Well, thank you so much
Yes.
for taking the time and being on our show. We loved it, and hopefully you'll come back.
I would love to come back, and I might have a show coming up too. So
I
you
love it.
motivated me. So
I love it.
we'll
You
have
should have
you.
a show. You
Yes.
should have a show.
It'll be fun.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed Under the Green Light, and we'll see you next time.